you doing there, Ruthie?
I'm doing great. Looks like a very auspicious day for this action.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'm happy to meet Bradley. I'm happy to be here. It's like old Homes Week whenever I go out to demonstrations nowadays. Right? Stop poisoning us, you damn right. All right. Ruthie's a devoted occupier who organizes the Occupy Forum at 2017 Mission Street every Monday at 6 p.m. And who are the guests this week, Ruthie?
This week it's going to be Victor Minotti talking about outing the oligarchy, the billionaires that are behind all the climate lying, climate denial, and all the other. They're totally pro-oil and bought out by they buy out our government. They take our democracy and poison our democracy. So yep.
Good. Good. Yeah, there's always very informative.
I'm going to run along.
Okay, well, it's great to see you here.
Flyers. Want to shoot a flyer?
Yeah, there we go. Kettleman City.
Kettleman City, Hunters Point, Point Richmond, all over the place. Their communities are getting the brunt of this. You know, they get all the pollution, all the incinerators, they get the refineries, they get the nuclear plants, all that stuff, and all their babies. This is a picture of a mom with a baby, and they have birth defects, and everyone's sick with asthma and leukemia and all kinds of stuff. And we got to stop this fossil fuel and nuclear.
Environmental racism.
Environmental racism. Thank you very much. I'll see you later. Thanks for shooting.
No problem. Hello. Is there anybody out there watching? We have all these wonderful people that are out here demonstrating for your health and your well-being here on the planet. We got a great turnout so far. I guess there's about at least 300 people down here. And we welcome you to come down here and join us if you're in San Francisco Bay Area at 75 Hawthorne Street in downtown San Francisco. And 75 Hawthorne is between 2nd and 3rd and Howard and Folsom. So if you're in the Bay Area, do drop down and come and join us. But if you can't make it to the protest, you're welcome to stay and enjoy the live stream. I'll be here for as long as the demonstration continues. So thank you for watching. How you doing there, Mr. Dave?
Nice to see you.
Nice seeing you too. We got a nice crowd out down here today, don't we?
Yeah, no,
we could always use more people, but how you guys doing?
We're good. There's actually community representatives meeting with EPA heads right now inside, so Idle No More just marched through the financial district, and we're waiting for the folks inside to meet, basically. And then Idle No More will do a round dance, prayer and drums, and we have people here from all over California. So
it looks like it. You did a good job today.
This is the beginning of the end for corporate capitalism, right?
I hope so.
Yes, yet again.
Is there any reason why the ones in the back can't go up higher? Because from the front you can't see the
cops will tell them that they can't, but we typically ignore them. So it's sort of how much they feel like it.
Okay.
So.
Any chance you think the EPA is going to listen?
Once we get the sound system going, they're not going to want to have a confrontation with the, it's our world.
And for those of you out there watching that are unaware, recently President Obama appointed the head or a former CEO of Monsanto Corporation, which is absolutely probably the most evil corporation in the history of the planet, and dedicated to poisoning your crops with Roundup pesticides, which they genetically engineer into the seed stocks they force farmers to buy all throughout the Midwest and any farming region here in the around the world, actually, not just here in the United States. So we're going to be having a march against Monsanto on May the 25th. For those of you out there watching, we're going to congregate at Union Square at 11 a.m. and we will head to the Federal Building to make our concerns known about Monsanto and their poisoning of our food supply. So we've got all these great people out here today. How are you guys doing? And my name's freemansullivan, and I live stream for people out there in the world that really need to see this stuff, and let them know that if they feel some kind of that the injustice is being perpetrated by the government. We want them to feel that they're not alone in their beliefs. So you join in. Please retweet me. I appreciate that very much. Let people know that we're out here. I'm going to be joined by Being Eco in about 15 or 20 minutes. And if you're watching us at the Ustream channel, you should switch over to activiststream.com, ACTIVISTREAM. And when you hit my site, you'll be able to watch more than one live stream at a time, providing you have enough bandwidth. So it's a site that I've been working on actually day and night to make sure it's up and running. So do check it out. Now! There's sporadic chanting going on. I've received word earlier today that two live streamers and a medic were arrested in Oklahoma on a site of a large oil spill, allegedly perpetrated by Exxon Oil, another one on the top 10 list of evil corporations. If it wasn't for Exxon, we'd probably all be driving around in electric cars by now, but we're not. And I'm pretty sure that Exxon has bought up a lot of the patents that have to deal with that kind of transportation or any other kind of transportation which challenges their oil hegemony. It's time to get rid of the oligarchs, folks. The planet can't take greed and destruction anymore. Right behind you there, folks. They're pushing us off the steps somewhere here. Other people in the power, other people won't. We are the people in the power, other people won't. Alright, let's do it again. We are the people in the power, other people in the power, other people won't. We are the people in the power, other people in the power, other people won't. We are the people in the power, other people in the power, other people won't. We are the people in the power, other people in the power, other people won't stop. We are the people in the power, other people in the power, other people won't stop. They say save the whales. How about saving the human being?
Hey everybody! Whoa! Hey, just wanted
Thank you for restreaming Live CX.
The meeting on the inside right now, we have about representatives, about 18 community and environmental justice organizations and indigenous organizations meeting with the US EPA and state officials. They'll be coming out. I just came out to join you guys. It's wrapping up on the inside. And I guess they don't want us on the steps, but I guess then we're standing in front of the entranceway, right? So in a few minutes, we're going to start with the I Don't Know More ceremony, and then the rally will start. And I want to remind people that we demanded that a lot of government officials come out and listen, and they will be. So kind of be nice. We're going to read them the Riot Act, but they are our invited guests, so we can hold them accountable. And so they're going to be getting...
Anyway, folks, I got to change the tag on this.
Anyhow, we're here for justice today, right?
Because I'm reading out the wrong tag.
What do we want?
So give me a second here and bear with me.
And when do we want it? Now! When do we want it? When do we want it? Now! Que queremos?
Justicia!
Que queremos?
Justicia!
Cuando? Que queremos? Cuando? All right, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Leotis, you want to pick up the chanting? And we'll discuss in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Everybody, I want y'all to know that they talking about saving the whales and saving the sharks and all that, but how about saving the human being? We're more important than any animal.
No, we're not.
We are human. We are human.
All creatures share the earth, my friend. We're not better than
But
anybody.
anyhow, we here for our equal rights, and we have an equal right to be out here to fight for clean air for everybody. And when I say everybody, that even means animals too. All right?
We are animals.
That's right. Okay. Now, we are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We got to have more enthusiasm. We got to get with this. We got to let them know that we for real. Because see, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have a job. Their job is to protect us. Their job is to make sure that we have clean air, that this environment is clean for our kids to live, not just us, for animals to live, not just us. We're supposed to have a clean environment. Otherwise, we're not supposed to be toxic down. Otherwise, we're not supposed to have no kids born in this world with club pellet. Otherwise, we're not supposed to have kids at the age of 17 and 18 that get cancer.
Right.
You know, all this type of stuff. We have kids born with emphysema and they ain't smoked a cigarette a day in their life. You know, all this stuff is important, and they need to know that we really care about what's going on with our environment. All right?
All right.
All right? Right. That's right. All right. We have a right to fight for our rights.
Damn straight.
Environmental justice for everyone. For everybody. Yes, indeed. That's what we're talking about. That's why we're out here. Today is Earth Day. And I'm glad to be alive. And I want to stay alive another 50 years. But if my environment is all toxic and polluted, I can't last long. The stuff that I breathe in makes a difference into my system. You know? So we are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. We are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. We are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. We are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. We are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. Say what? We are the people, and the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Say what? And the power of the people, and the power of the people won't stop. Say what?
All these great signs that are out here. They're beautiful. Mr. Solnit has his sign making abilities down pat.
We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. Say what? We are the people in the power of the people in the power of the people won't stop. Oh, we did it, John. Sorry.
It's a really bright, hot day out here in San Francisco, let me tell you. We're not used to 80-degree weather out here. But I got plenty of water, and so I should be okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. Appreciate it very much. If you're only watching on the Ustream channel, you should move over to activiststream.com, activistream.com. And my partner, Being Eco, will be joining us on the live streams, so you'll be able to watch 2 live streams on the same page. I'm going to move off to the side a little bit, because this protest is going to be going on for a while, and I've been up day and night coding, so I'm going to try and conserve my energy a little bit. Glad to see everybody here. Much love and much peace. Oh. Now it looks like the police department is starting to try and form a perimeter on the demonstration, which is the standard operations for the police department. They always want to try to put a fence around you. So I'll be keeping an eye on their activities as well. Let them know that that there's thousands of people that are out here watching on the live stream. freemansullivan. If you want to tweet me, just that's the handle, @freemansullivan. Generally, you'll get a direct response. I try to stay on top of all my social media and even my emails. So, feel free to contact me. If you have an event that's occurring in the San Francisco Bay Area or New York City, you can always get a hold of me, and I'll be more than happy to come out and live stream your event for free. But I wouldn't turn down small donations. But this is not about money. It's always about love and the power of love. And I'm always striving to be the shining example of white light and peace and nonviolence. And for those of you who have been watching my live streams over the last year or so, you do know that I always try to be on my best behavior. So, at any rate, one thing that is bothering me that's not really related, well, it's all related in one way or another, but one thing that's bothering me is that I have been, I feel like I'm a subject of attack by the multinational record company Universal Music Group and another company called Empire Distribution, which is based here in San Francisco. And they are accusing me of infringing upon their copyrights for a band, Clyde something or other, and the Clean Team, featuring the Clean Team. Anyway, they were voluntarily playing at an Earth Day farmers market that was put together by Green Corps of the City College of San Francisco, and they flagged one of my YouTube videos claiming copyright infringement. And for those of you, like I say again, that are watching my live stream and know me and keep up with all my web stuff, know that I generate immense amounts of content, original content, and personally I feel quite offended by their allegations, and it really bothers me very deeply, and I know I shouldn't let it bother me so much because it's generally somebody's stupidity, but you know, it does bother me. So rest assured I am going to do something about it. One thing about the physical location of this demonstration is that we're kind of hemmed in because there's no major streets that come through here, and it would be relatively easy for the police department to put fences up and start arresting people. So I get this feeling of claustrophobia, especially when I'm surrounded by the police department, which is something that, as those of you know, once again, that I have strived my entire life not to be subject to it, although it does happen occasionally.
Hey, can I get a picture, you guys? Hey, Bruce. Okay. Bruce.
Yeah, no, Rise, David Solnit, gentleman I was talking to earlier, he's a great painter. Oh, sure, no problem. We always support our bicycle riders. I used to ride 50 miles a day just a few years ago.
Pardon me?
I said I used to ride about 50 miles a day a few years ago.
Really?
And then I got hit by a truck, and it was an accident. He was asleep. Asleep at the wheel.
I've got a good friend from the East Bay, Ben Abelson, who used to be the mayor of El Cerrito, and she's my BART buddy. We keep on against each other. And she was hit from behind on the freeway by a guy, and she's been on the chair ever since. I don't know, 10, 15.
Okay, everybody, let's hear it for our delegation who's coming out of the EPA.
Thank you. So, some people from 350bayarea.org are inside to talk about the EPA. There we go. Yeah, my live stream is featured on their website.
Oh, what's your wife's name? I'm on the steering committee.
My name is Freeman Sullivan.
I'm Bill Pinkham. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Bill. Happy to be out here.
Wife's name is she on the committee?
I'm good friends with David Solman.
Oh, okay.
He's a comrade for 40 years now. I always know that when he's involved with a demonstration that it'll be of quality. Yep, Flash Liberation Orchestra is here.
Yeah, I was expecting even a bigger. Oh, there's Henry.
Now we got enough people here to take over the street.
What's that? Yeah.
So we have enough people here to take over.
I'm surprised that they didn't get permits to block it off.
Yeah, I don't see any fencing.
Were you here on February 17th when you did the Forward on Climate rally at Justin?
Yeah, I was here.
Okay. Yeah, we had permits to, walk on the sidewalk, park in the streets. I mean, they're not expensive.
And they have to give them to you. So if you're applying for a permit from the police department, do be advised that you don't need the police's permission to hold a demonstration.
No. But
they like it when you cooperate with them.
Exactly. Cooperation is fine. They help. We have a ride of silence every year in Richmond to commemorate the riders killed or injured, and the cops are great. They just clear the way for us. It's fine. Don't always have to be at odds. I mean, believe me, I'm from the time where I lived in Berkeley and People Park days, and I saw little old ladies bashed, and I pulled buckshot out of a guy who lived in the same house with me. When they claimed they never used any weapons, of course they killed James Reckner, but they're claiming they were using rock salt. I personally took out about 20 pieces of
the blue meanies, right?
Groin. They shot him in a groin. So I have every reason to suspect them, and I would say the San Francisco cops are pretty good.
Except for when they were beating up occupiers.
Yeah. A little more in the East Bay, but yeah.
Oh, they were pretty brutal here.
Yeah.
They really used batons.
Fellow live streaming activist Clark Sullivan.
Hey, how you doing there? How you doing there, human?
Taking it easy. Come to the protest. It looks like it's starting early today, huh?
Yeah, so if you go to activiststream.com, you can actually watch both of us shooting pictures of each other.
Right.
Ho, ho, ho.
Set it 12.
It's kind of exciting. I'm going to hang this on your chair, buddy.
No problem. Lovely Miss Ava.
Where'd you get the t-shirt?
I got it the day of the Bradley Manning rally. It's from Zenjik Farms. It's an anarchist collective that's based down in San Diego. Zenjik Farms, Zendjik. And they've been around for many, many years. Anyway, I like the t-shirt, so I bought it. Donation to the organization, right? I always like getting protest swag. I kind of have a little collection of it.
Well attended, yeah, this rally.
I'm going to move away from, I'll move under the perimeter of this for a second here. Because,
Hey, Clark.
hey, how you doing, my friend? That's Mr. Tom Ward. Another devoted activist. Lots and lots of longtime activists here, and lots of new activists too. We're really glad that the Idle No More tribes have shown up for the demonstration. I'm sorry that I missed their rally earlier at the Canadian consulate, but
There was one earlier?
yeah, started at around 9:30, I guess. But I've been burning the candle at both ends lately, so. Yeah, as president. Oh, thanks. Hey, I just wanted to make you aware that my live stream of Earth Day at City College was flagged for copyright infringement because of Clean Team or Team Clean or whatever, Clyde and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure that they were invited to come and perform at the event. At the Earth Day. Yeah, they played at the second Earth Day, one that occurred, right? And it was just last month. Yeah, and they were the second group of rappers that were at City College. You don't remember that? Okay. Well, anyway, I don't think it was from them. It was from their record company, their management. And I was very, I don't deal with stupidity very well. And I informed them last night that it's like better watch the live stream, right? Again, and you'll see that the people, that it was just a record, and it's totally insignificant. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. And it's not like I actually go out there to steal other people's content. So I let them know that to expect a vigorous legal response from my attorney, and that if they don't immediately withdraw their hold on my content, that there's going to be hell to pay for it. Because like I say, I don't suffer fools gladly. And just want to let you know about that. And because you might be subpoenaed, right? And you might have to testify in court.
They just came to City College to get publicity.
Yeah, and then when somebody actually gives them some publicity, they fucking try and sue them, right? I'm hoping that they sue me, to be honest, because I'm more than capable of defending myself, and they'll be sorry, and because it's going to cost them.
But ask John about that.
Yeah. Would you find out for me? Because it's something that's really important to me. Very important.
It was really cool that it was up there on YouTube too. I was glad that you put it there.
Oh yeah, everything that I live streamed is posted to YouTube. And in the future, everything will be published to the activist stream, and so that way I don't have to deal with copyright trolls. Wasting my time. I have to put out a considerable amount of energy, dealing with these fuck faces, right? And they had the temerity to say that I was being overly emotional about the situation, right? And I feel damn straight I'm overly emotional about it, because I don't do this for money. I don't seek any financial gain whatsoever. And anyway, basically they can go fuck themselves. And if they have anything to say, they're gonna have to do it in front of a judge, right? Because I'm pretty sure I can get a jury of San Franciscans to agree with what I'm doing.
Would you like some help with that?
Anyway, enough about my problems.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out
How do you want to do it?
No, I'm guarding it so nobody will trip over it. Stop disrespecting. Stop treating me like I'm a 5-year-old. Don't patronize me. You're a survivor of the biggest genocide in the world. I'm asking you a question. Oh my. That's really white person telling me. Respect all. I am the elder of the medicine. The more intelligent people. Haven't you white people done enough?
There are lots of live streamers out there around across the country that have been live streaming Stop Keystone XL actions all day today. Yes, the most dramatic one was in Oklahoma, where they actually went out to the site of an oil spill and documented Exxon's devastation to the Oklahoma environment. And in the live stream, if you go to their thing, I can't remember the name of it. You're going to have to get on my tweet stream. But they arrested the two activists for out there live streaming the pollution that was caused by Exxon. So if you know anything about it, and check my tweets, freemansullivan, there's plenty of information about their arrest today out in Oklahoma, where they arrested a medic that was out there supporting the demonstration as well. So because corporations like Exxon, they don't want you to find out about their bullshit. right? They want everything to happen in privacy behind closed doors because that's generally the way that they do business. And that's why we're out here live streaming, because we believe everybody should have everybody has a right to know, especially when it comes to the evil activities of most multinational corporations. Because, multinational corporations are not out there for love, they're out there because of money. So their motivations for doing things are entirely different than my own. And well, whatever, that's that.
You need to calm yourself down. Mighty courage and support you.
Got a nice little snake line of people that are conga line is coming through and wrapping its way around the protest. All these great people that are out here fighting for your right to breathe clean air, to live in a comfortable climate, free of contaminants. So it's great to see everybody out here. And we have a very diverse group of people out here. We have educated young children who really are our elders that are out here. So show them a little love and respect as they're out here risking arrest for you, right? Because we do care about you. And we care about the rest of the world. Happy Earth Day to everybody. I'm going to follow the underline here. Yeah, I like it better out in the streets anyway, folks.
Yes, I am. Yes.
That's the place for a revolutionary like me. And I'm not talking about homelessness, I'm talking about out in the streets, protesting. The world needs more protesters, folks. We need more people like these folks out here, right, devoting their energy and time to ensure they get a clean planet to live on. And so the little dudes like this gentleman right here have a world to grow up in, a clean planet. Because I'm getting to be an old man, and I'm not going to be alive on planet Earth for that much longer. And at least I hope I'm not alive for that much longer. But children, they're looking at a lifetime of pollution and crap. And I can tell you that since I was a child, that the world has become a much more toxic environment than what it was just like 30 years ago. So we're out here for future generations of humanity. So I'm not really out here for myself. Anyway, the police department looks like, so far they look like they're out here and they're on their best behavior, which is, I would expect nothing less from San Francisco Police Department. And we're out here to let everybody know that nonviolence works. I'm a living testimony to the power of nonviolence. Oh, glad to see her here.
Took a minute.
Well, you gotta go park your jalopy. Yeah, San Francisco is an ideal city to ride a bicycle around, even with all the hills. Because after you ride a bike for, you get good and you get experience with bicycle riding, then you learn that you can make it up any hill in the city. No matter, well, there's a couple up a knob hill where it's so steep that they don't even allow parking on the hill. And I used to live up on Knob Hill, and oh Lord, it used to wear me out going home. I used to have to trudge up like 4 blocks of steep hills. But it does get you in good shape, and it invigorates you, and it wakes you up, and it gets all that blood and oxygen flowing to your brain, which will allow you to make better decisions. snake. Anticipated. We're kind of hanging off to the side because this protest is going to be continuing for a while, and I'm tired as hell, and I need to conserve my energy a little bit.
Why are you so tired as hell?
I've been coding like a madman.
You've been doing what?
Coding.
Yeah? Up all night?
Oh yeah, day and night. And fighting trolls. Copyright trolls. I'm currently involved in a dispute with those copyright trolls.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're trying to claim that I'm plagiarizing their one of their songs on one of my live streams.
Is that right?
Yeah. And
but that's not true.
I have every right to fair use. I have everything on the live stream, and the evidence is evident.
All right, here.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That'll be a nice pick me up.
I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, me too.
So this thing's gonna go on until after 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we're gonna be headed down to One Market Plaza.
Yeah.
After we leave here, it's gonna be a march.
About 1 o'clock?
About 2 o'clock.
About 2 o'clock? We're gonna be here till 2 o'clock? Oh, this thing's gonna go on till 5?
Yeah, probably.
Huh?
Probably, yes.
Yeah? But why are we going to 1
because that's State Department. It's the State Department. And we want to, and from what I understand, that the organizers want to file a protest with the State Department on behalf of us to protest Canada. And the Trans-Canada Corporation folks who are basically trying to shove this pipeline up our ass here in the United States.
Right.
Like, to put it bluntly, folks.
Yeah, no profit to us.
Right, it doesn't create jobs, they don't pay taxes.
It's the pollution.
Right, they don't really generate anything except for pollution.
Right. For us.
For us to deal with, right? You know, and as you can see by the racks of oil spills that were happening in just the past week alone, there was 4 major oil spills happening in North America
do you know this
that
guy?
we know about.
Do you know this guy?
Oh, yes, I do.
You do know this guy. Okay.
I remember when he was a young, fiery revolutionary.
Oh, when he was young and fiery?
Yeah, from Berkeley. Right, we had a real powerful group that we organized called Campaign Against Apartheid.
He was that young.
He was one of the people that was associated with that. That's how I met David Solden, actually. So I've got a long track record of activism. And anybody that knows me can tell you.
Needless, reckless, and terrifying.
That I've never hesitated to be on the front lines.
Huh?
I've never hesitated to be on the front lines.
Where's that sewer?
It's probably from under the street, man. These buildings actually tax San Francisco's water distribution network. Yeah, they take in an inordinate. I believe that the financial distribution is about 75%.
You don't smell sewer?
Oh yeah. We use about 75% of the water, fresh water that's used here in the city of San Francisco every day.
I gotta go find a place where I can lie down.
All right. How about in front of the door?
What?
You can lie down in front of the door. I think there's going to be some civil disobedience here today.
police is live stream activist Clark Sullivan.
They seem to be on their best behavior today so far.
Yeah, they're doing really well. Well, you got the feds over there.
Yeah, well.
I saw some undercovers on their way down here.
Yeah, I imagine DHS is out here as well.
Yeah. So, you know, they're there. They just try not to make their presence overly obvious, which is nice. We appreciate that. Not getting in our way.
Now, despite what you hear in MSM, generally, I can tell you that about 99% of the protests that I've attended have been non-violent, and generally the only people that have been violent are the police department.
Right. Well, that's true as a rule, sorry, isn't it? Right. That if you're going to have some violence, it's usually the cops that start shit because they're the ones that have the sociopaths hidden in their ranks, right? Which someday, hopefully, they'll drop that blue wall.
Yeah, because we're breathing the same air and we're sharing the same planet.
Right.
You know.
Well, you know.
I'm not here for them as well. So far. To be quite honest.
I know, right?
You know. I'm not here for their right to breathe clean air and live in a safe, environmentally friendly places.
Well, and as the 21st century unfolds, like even people like the police who are working class are getting marginalized and pushed down to the bottom strata of society as the rich accumulate all the wealth. In the end, they're going to get as screwed as we are. Just, you know, they fall on the other side, which is they allow themselves to be used as tools for violence and oppression.
And especially when they find out their pension plans have been raided.
I know, right? Like, I don't get that. How do you keep protecting people who are stealing from you?
Well, you're under orders.
Hurting people that are trying to help you.
You know, the police department is a paramilitary organization.
Well, I know that. There's no doubt.
Which operates by chain of command.
Which hierarchy in general is bad because if your supervisor is like a crazy motherfucker, what else can you do, right?
Yeah, right. Now you do a Bradley Manning on him.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which I turned off the live stream. I didn't have any viewers, so I'm trying to get some HD video of this. But
you still got you gotta keep tweeting it out, dude.
Well, I didn't do any promotion because I thought I was going to be working with you today.
I can promote the hell out of it, actually.
Yeah.
I don't really need that much help.
You and your cloud score, huh?
No, I actually shut down my Amazon account today or last night.
Yeah.
Because I don't really need them anymore. You know, and I don't really like having my credit card number hanging out there for them to tap into anytime they feel like it. For sure. But of course, they're not going to get anything out of it, but nonetheless.
Right.
And you know, and I do a lot of shopping at Amazon, and but you know, Jeff Bezos is trying to take over the publishing industry, monopolize it.
Right.
And I'm not really down for that. You know, I believe in you know, that everybody should have a right to publish anything they want, free of copyright restrictions, folks. Okay, because you know, yours truly is involved in a copyright dispute with Universal Music Group and Emperor Distribution, based here in San Francisco, because some of their artists that they represent appeared at our event at Earth Day at City College of San Francisco.
Yep.
And you know, and just to let you remind you that they appeared there voluntarily.
Oh yeah.
Right. And
as a service to the community.
Right. And any claim that they have on copyright infringement goes directly out the window.
Well, look, I mean, what's the deal? You can't, if somebody's playing music on their radio and you're live streaming and you walk down the street and that music comes over the radio, how can that be a copyright infringement?
According to the DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Well, we got a direct violation with our free speech amendment. You know, it's a First Amendment issue. I mean, we're not out there trying to sell some music. Added to us personally, we're not profiting from this in any way, shape, or form.
Everything I release is under a Creative Commons shared license, which is allows you to retransmit, rebroadcast, republish anything that I write or live stream, as long as you cite the source, which let everybody know that it's freemansullivan who generated that content. Because you know, it's like you know, I'm not a capitalist, folks. I don't do things for profit, and I'd rather have everybody share the information.
There you go.
So, at any rate, you know, maybe I'm probably getting overly upset about it, but you know, God damn it, it just pisses me off so much to watch fucking idiots take something that I put a lot of time and energy into developing into a quality, like, and you know, you can back me up on this, is that I do quality work.
Sure.
And you know, when I have some idiot trying to like exploit me through their stupidity, you know, it pisses me off. right? But we'll see what happens. One person that actually bothered to reply to my anger, he was a bit snide, but he was willing to take a look at the video, and so at least I got him to do that.
Well, if they remove it, then I mean,
They can't remove it.
They can't remove the.
No, they don't have a valid copyright claim.
No, I mean, can't they? No, if they remove the complaint, right? Then,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking them to do immediately.
yeah. If they remove it immediately, then I
Well,
guess.
if they remove the complaint, I'll probably let it slide a little bit.
Right.
But if they give me the least amount of resistance for going to court, maybe.
Heck yeah, dude.
Right.
Well, you can't violate a First Amendment right to, like, free speech. I mean, this is basically, how else are we supposed to document what's going on in the world,
That's right.
Otherwise, when, you have something that goes on that's not right, there's nobody to share that information. That's all you need to have a totalitarian state. Like, people don't realize that. That's what I don't understand. It's like, what are you, like, are you so brain dead that you don't see what's going on already?
Yeah, you got that right. And for those of you out here that are considering becoming a copyright troll, is that I don't have a problem with going to court.
Right.
I spent a lot of time doing advocacy for medical cannabis patients that were arrested and accused falsely, and have personally helped people win many cases in the San Francisco Superior Court. So, and actually around the state of California. So, I say bring it on, baby.
Well, that is you're well within your rights, aren't you?
Yeah. The only problem with all this thing is that it's emotionally draining.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
But other than that, so I'm always going to stick up for myself.
Do you want to get in a little bit closer there, or what?
Yeah, I'm going to sit outside here for a few minutes. Why don't you get in closer so we can have two different windows under the...
All right, well, I'm going to stop the video here.
Oh, you're going to stop it?
And I'm going to go into the live stream. You got my live stream is linked up there?
Right,
is that
yeah, it's up there. You're streaming on the site, and if they click on to the link, then they can go to your Ustream channel.
We're streaming at Activist Stream, right?
Yeah, I'm streaming at Activist Stream, ACTIVISTREAM.com.
Great, so we're now broadcasting live on 2 channels, which is cool. We've got 1 viewer right off the bat, which is nice. So yeah, so I'm going to move in, and we're going to split up. We've now got our dual live stream coverage going, which is excellent.
Right.
So the
stereo vision, folks. That's my homeboy, human being. You can find him on ustream.tv/channel/BEINGECO, being eco. His stream is also posted at activiststream.com. So I'd estimate we have about 300 people out here. Folks, you're in the San Francisco Bay Area. We do invite you to come down here to 75 Hawthorne. That's between Howard and Folsom, and 2nd and 3rd. It's only 2 blocks from the Montgomery Street BART station, so you can mass transit here and and do the earth a favor and get out of your car and out in the streets. Right? We need more activists out here. We need more protesters. Right? Because, folks, this is a battle for the fate of the planet Earth. The situation right now with the environment has grown so dire that if we continue to use fossil fuels, that there's a good chance that, it's like, for people who are climate change deniers, I'm going to sentence you to about a year about living on an iceberg in an igloo, and while you're standing there watching your fucking ice cube melt that you're standing on, well, then you can deny the climate change all you want. because glaciers, the ice caps, like the whole world at the poles is melting right now, right? And since I was a kid back in the 70s, right, the Sahara Desert has actually increased in size by 1/3. So to climate change deniers, I say bullshit. You know, when's this fucking government ever going to get a clue about what is actually happening with the environment, right? It seems that they get all these fucking corporate creeps out here. We got a former CEO of Monsanto, one of the most evil corporations in the world, represented, you know, is heading up the Environmental Protection Agency. You know, pretty much I think that's, what's the term for it? That's leaving the bear with the honey. You know, so, you know, we can be pretty sure that for the next few years that the EPA is going to be a force of regression as far as environmental issues are concerned. And for those out here that are not familiar with the city of San Francisco, we have one of the largest Superfund sites in the world, which is out at Hunters Point, the site of the former naval shipyard. They actually used to base nuclear subs there, and if you go out there and you hang out for a couple of minutes, there's security out there, and they're not out there to arrest you. They're out there to tell you that if you value your life and you don't want to get cancer, that you shouldn't spend more than a few minutes out at this naval shipyard. Well, the EPA has been dragging their feet on doing the toxic cleanup, this for years. And hey little baby, how you doing? Right, this is why we're out here, folks. Just to remind you. Because I would like to see a place where my descendants and your descendants and the rest of humanity has a clean, livable planet Earth to live on with enough water and enough food to live. And also for the animals and plants, which are disappearing at catastrophic rates of extinction. I mean, species are dying out so fast that have been recently discovered that scientists haven't even had a chance to give them a name yet. Particularly frogs and amphibians, which are extraordinarily important to the well-being of your area because they consume incredible amounts of insects, and they benefit us by their presence. The honeybee is dying off around North America, basically from neonicotinoid pesticides that their chemical is releasing, based in Bern, Switzerland, who also hold the patents to LSD. I bet you didn't know that. Anyway, happy Albert Hoffman Day, the discoverer of LSD, which is a great day in the history of the world.
I read about it. What reminded me about it is I read about
a nice little, can't really get back far enough to show you people out on the live stream here, but we have a nice little chevron that's out here, which reads protect the climate and health, not polluters. My sentiments exactly.
Yeah, I wish I kept your early copy of my early copy of Taylor. Yeah. Oh, you get a copy of it. It's too bad the store isn't still there. They suffered from overexpansion. They thought everybody was holding the whole store.
Hey, how you doing? Always good to see you.
You too.
Hey, what's going on in Nevada these days?
The store is always real busy.
They're wanting to bring a bunch of
We can open stores all over the area.
U-233 bomb grade. I mean, it's usable in bombs, even though it's a waste product, from Oak Ridge to the Nevada test site now.
Right, where's this at in Nevada?
Where?
Yeah.
At the Nevada test site.
Okay, where is that located at?
About 65 miles northwest of Las Vegas. They want to store it at Area 5 on the test site, which is where they already bury some low-level radioactive waste and mixed radioactive waste. The stuff they want to bring now, they call it low-level, but that's only because it doesn't fit any of the other classifications. It's actually very radioactive, very dangerous. The building it's been stored at Oak Ridge is condemned, and rather than storing it there or somewhere else, they want to bring it to Nevada.
Great. And could you say your name to the audience, our audience, and what website that they might be able to go to get more information?
They can go to NevadaDesertExperience.org. NevadaDesertExperience.org. There's some information about it in our latest newsletter, which you can find there in a PDF.
It's great to see you out here.
Yeah, you too. All right.
There's thousands of people watching.
You want a copy of the
newsletter? Yeah.
It's only a 4-page newsletter, so there's not a lot of detail. There's a little bit about that thing on the back here.
Alrighty.
Up here. And this is, anyways.
Okay, great. That's Desert Voices?
Nevada Desert.
Nevada Desert Voices.
Desert Voices is the name of the newsletter. The group is Nevada Desert Experience.
Out there, the high desert?
In the desert, yeah, 2,000 to 3,000 feet.
Not a particularly welcoming place for.
Some people get to stay free.
I fell out of that. Not making up some story. No.
I almost died of heat exhaustion at one time in Nevada, in Vegas. Yeah, I was glad to get the hell out of there. Oh. Anyway, the crowd is growing out here. More and more people seem to be showing up. What's going on here today? You're welcome to retweet any information that I have posted on my website about anything that you want. Right? I welcome people to share everything that I have, what I have for you. That all the content that I generate, I'm more than happy to just give away because I love you and I want you people out there to spread the information and let everybody know that it is possible to confront the 1% and these corporations, and that we have to do so, and you just can't do it once a month or once every 2 weeks. You have to be consistent about it, right? Like my friend here, Jim, you know, this man, I've known him for a long time, and he's consistent. Right? Every time I see you, whenever we bump into each other. Right? I think I was like, one the time I saw you in Manhattan, right? That was right. Yeah.
That's right. That's right, coast to coast. I think last time I saw you was Bradley Manning's demo in Berkeley.
Oh yeah. That was a pretty good protest, I thought.
Yeah. Thought Sid might be here.
Yeah, she said, yeah. Yeah, she just celebrated her birthday the other day. I'm so grateful, you know, as much as I hate Facebook as a corporation, you know, I do enjoy all the people that you know.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reason for being on it, you know. And it's a good tool for organizing. Quite possibly the capitalists have handed us all the tools that we need to get rid of them.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, I've been live streaming since the beginning of Occupy because I really was like very upset when I would see people just getting beaten down in the street by the police for really no reason at all, other than the fact that they were challenging the 1%. So, you know, then eventually they were trying to say that we were dirty and we were bums and whatnot, and I just wanted the live streams to be out there as evidence to show that we were really committed in what we were doing. And at any rate, it's wonderful to see so many people out here that care about the environment. Hey, thank you, Rise PDX with the dual screen. Got New York going on from sea to dying sea. Appreciate that. Also, Mr. Eagle Flyby or Miss Eagle Flyby. open out your head, open it and stick out your head. I believe that's referring to the window, as made famous by the movie Network. One of my favorite scenes of all time is when everybody sticks their head out and goes outside and says, "I'm mad as hell, and I just won't take it anymore." One of the greatest lines of cinema history. So that's for those of you young enough not to know about Network, go seek it out at Netflix and check it out. It's well worth watching. Won Academy Award, I believe, in 1979 for Best Picture. So, fantastic movie. I see KCBS guys out here. All the local mainstream media outlets seem to be here. So we're going to get a lot of news. We're generating a lot of news. What's in contravention of the Boston bombings, which, you know, I feel sorry for the people that died, but people shouldn't be so quick in a rush to judgment, and that we really need to examine these cases, you know, because when the government says that, you know, assert something so vigorously, well, chances are there's more to the story than what they're actually admitting. As a matter of fact, I can pretty much guarantee that there's more to the story, and that you know, we need to keep questioning them endlessly. Just today, I got an email from President Obama about my concerns that I addressed about Social Security and the fact that he's actually moving to cut it. And in his email, he replied to me that that he passed the Affordable Health Care Act, and that was supposed to protect me and ensure that my health care in future years was going to be provided for. Well, President Obama, I'm sorry to say that I completely disagree with you. And you know, dude, you know, this is the week of your political suicide, because you steadfastly support Keystone XL. You want to cut Social Security, and you really want to have this SERPA Internet Censorship Act they're trying to railroad through Congress. You know, so what are you doing, man? You know, don't you have like any sense or logic in your life? You know, would you like to be remembered as a great president, or simply as just another tool of the corporate state, or I should say, political whore? Right? You know, Obama, America is mad at hell. Is mad at hell at you right now. You know, wake the fuck up, dude. Anyway, that's what I would tell him face to face.
I was going to stand over there.
Right, because you know that I'm no respecter of authority. Centric Farms.
A little.
Right, we got the Coach Inc. ladies out here. A couple of them were cited at Southern Methodist University today when they were out protesting the construction of the George W. Bush Library. Kudos to Code Pink, because during the darkest days of the American Empire, they were brave enough to be out there confronting the forces of evil in our government.
I'm going to go get somebody. So you're welcome to join me or hang out here. Lunch or no?
I had a donut, but I need to get a little
I had
something. I'll go with you.
Okay.
I gotta pay a little more attention to the lens here, folks. Sorry. Good.
That means it's on the bottom of the roof. Wow. Hey, you guys.
Yeah, folks, Popo is being unusually restrained out here today. yeah, for those of you that are out there publishing links on my social stream, you're more than welcome to. I'll allow you to post links as long as you're not engaged in any for-profit enterprises. I mean, you're welcome to. I mean, I don't have a problem with people selling stuff that they make, on my website at all. What I have a problem with is people exploiting other people so they can sell things on other people's websites. Okay?
Are you still
now, if
talking
you can
about
figure
the
that
same
one
thing,
out,
man?
well, then you shouldn't be doing it. Right? Because I allow people to post links on my live stream. A lot of live streamers don't do that. But I believe in freedom of information and that everything should be 100% transparent. Because if you're not informed about it, you won't be able to make good decisions. Right?
What are you going off on now, man?
Well, I'm just tweeting my own horn, I'm trying to get the people that are watching to be more aware of what's going on, And I know that 95% of the people that watch live streams are much more aware than people in the general public.
Well, we gotta assume that they're aware because they're watching the stream and not the MSM bullshit coverage.
Yeah, because I don't advertise.
Right, well, social networking, right? I mean, you don't have to pay money.
Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah, okay, so.
And you have to pay with a lot of your time.
Right.
Right, see, money is not important to me. Time is important. Time is my currency.
Well,
okay.
They're right about one thing. I mean, like, the issue here is that the EPA really can't do anything,
What do you mean they can't do anything? They can clean up, dude, they can get out there and fucking clean up Hunters Point Naval Shipyard, which is one of America's biggest fucking toxic waste sites on the planet. Right? They tell you not to go out there because you can get radiation poisoning. Right? And that's only 5 miles from here. Okay? I'm not trying to jump on your case. I just want to let people out there know the bullshit that is going on, especially with the EPA. Right? The motherfuckers will tell you that they can't do anything, but yet they won't send a crew out there to start doing cleanup,
What I'm saying is they get their marching orders from the White House. They're an extension of a larger system of control. That's my point, man. Is that you can't expect them, I like that we're here and that we're doing this. There's lots of people here, hundreds of people have showed up. It's a great protest. On the other hand, are they going to do anything because we're here? No. The guy is happy that we closed the street. Hooray, we painted a nice little, really excited about it. But I want to know what the result is going to be. Is this going to be enough pressure to keep Obama from listening to the KXL interests? I doubt it. Maybe if we keep pushing. I mean, but so far, you tell me, when have they listened to us?
Well, we're going to make them listen. Eventually, Mother Earth is going to make people listen.
Well, Mother Earth is already, pushing.
I mean, we got autism, right? That they traced. Psychotropic drugs they give kids in order to control them as children. Right? There's clear links between the chemtrails that are went up 10 times.
Well, you heard what this guy was saying.
I'm surprised we don't have a chemtrail right over top of it.
50% of the people in the Bayview Hunters Point, the kids have asthma.
Right, have asthma. People are coming out with all kinds of birth defects.
Right.
I mean, this is a toxic planet we're starting to live on.
Well, the evidence is there. I mean, the question is, when are we going to start holding someone else accountable? Because those externalities aren't being paid by the corporations, and they get these weak fines. Like, why can explain?
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to cut you off on that one because that's not the answer. It's relying on other people to do your job.
Okay, I agree with you, but we let them,
Right, environmentalism begins at your home, in your house, right? By going out and only buying organic food products, right? But if you choose to eat meat, then you should only eat meat that's been raised in a healthy environment, because what you put into your body, right, is the way is what you're going to live by, right? And if you're putting that big ag fucking pesticide, Roundup polluted GMO Frankenfood, right? If you're eating that, well, then you're going to turn into Frankenstein.
Hold on, man. I mean, I agree that there needs to be people need to make the changes, but how do you explain something like in an impoverished minority community? Dude, when I used to live in West Oakland over there,
well, we
no
have to convince
grocery
them.
stores, man. No grocery.
Yeah, I know. I totally get down with that, dude.
Nothing but
it's a food desert.
Processed crap.
That's
yeah,
a food desert.
Right.
I agree with you. And the only way that we're going to be able to convince people to do that and I did this with my compadres in Washington, D.C., was you start a farmer's market, right? And you try to make connections with farmers, especially organic farmers.
Well, let's talk about farmers market. You know, how many organic farmers markets are there, right? Like there's, part of the city is 20% organic, right? 20%, right? We've been trying for 2 years.
Which is better than Safeway.
To try to get, right, which is better than Safeway, yeah. We've been trying for 2 years to get an organic farmers market at the CCSS campus, and you know, red tape up the ass, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, we'll overcome it.
Yeah.
We didn't, you know, in the neighborhood in Washington where I was lived in, it was Anacostia, which is one of the poorest areas of the Washington area. Home to Frederick Douglass, who lived there before slavery was abolished. And these people are the most oppressed people in fucking United States, right? In the midst of all this enormous wealth that is the city of Washington, D.C., you have these people living in sub-poverty conditions. And so we were totally behind the idea of supporting a farmers market in the area.
Well, yeah, no
and
doubt.
It turns out that nearly all the farmers who came out to this market were like totally happy with the results and all the people that they met while they were out there, right?
For sure.
So, and they were able to generate income for the farm, and you have to remind farmers, you guys are farming out there, that a potential revenue stream for you, which is relatively easy to do, is to, you know, set up a boosted farmers market. And as far as I know, you don't need a permit to sell crops on the side of the road.
Yeah, maybe you didn't in the old days, but...
So if you're out there driving out the countryside, you see a little stand out there selling fresh farm foods, always be sure to stop and support those people.
Well,
right?
Hopefully that's an organic farm that you're...
I was fortunate enough to grow up in an era where I would spend the summer out in this area in Westminster, Maryland, that had a lot of family farms. And I can tell you, for the most part, all the food that I ever ate is some of the best food I ever ate in my life.
Oh, that's because it's fresh, organic food, right?
Yeah, these people are, you know, they were the real deal, you know. Because being a farmer is a lot of work. It's not something that's easy, you know.
Right.
You know, it's like a lot of people get the idea that growing cannabis is a great way to generate extra income, and they don't realize the hours and hours and hours, and you know that you have to.
Well, and the cost too. I mean, it's not that easy.
The nice thing about cannabis is that it is a sturdy, hardy plant,
right?
And it has relatively few enemies in the insect world. And
so you can't grow it outdoors.
Reverend Billy's out here.
Oh yeah.
Reverend Billy Talon of the Stop Shopping. Hey, you guys, if you really want to start a revolution, right? Quit shopping. Quit buying all that consumer shit you think you need, right? It's total and complete bullshit.
If you're just tuning in, we're here at the No KXL protest in San Francisco. It's a beautiful day. It's a very hot day in the city, so we got our own personal global warming going on right here. And yeah, there's at least what do you want to say, Clark? About 500 people?
Yeah, about 500.
3 to 500 people, I'd say. Yeah, 3 to 500 people. We've been doing this a long time. Yeah, we don't tend to overestimate the numbers too much.
If I had a drone, I could probably have more accurate count.
Say what?
If I had a drone, I could make a really good count. I've actually folks out there that enjoy these live streams. Right, I'm considering buying a drone to use to get an overhead view. Let me know what you think about that. I want to get a drone to do an overhead view of this.
Oh man, you know what? You got to get us those little mini copters.
Right.
You seen those little helicopters?
They got them for sale down on 6th and Howard.
Oh, they're off the hook, dude.
I'm just seeing they look really cool.
I've been thinking about getting one of those for some time.
Yeah, they look like little insects.
Yeah, you just and they go up and they
always good to see a fellow occupier.
The full aerial view. That's really all we're missing.
I'm sorry. I was handed that by, you know, the guy that walks around with the American flag croc on. Right. He's kind of like an older gentleman with long hair. He passes me if they want it. Yeah, I appreciate it because I've been worn out all day today. You know, coding my website and dealing with idiots.
Right. By the way, guys, I would also like to point out that we're in the city of San Francisco where cannabis has a medical protection. Unlike a lot of places, they get some legal protection but aren't really very safe in terms of not getting hassled. the police in general will not hassle you in the city of San Francisco for consuming medical cannabis.
I don't think I've ever been hassled. One time I was ever hassled was because of my friend Tom the nurse, and he was just being provocative and purposefully provocative. And in the end, he only got a ticket for smoking a cigarette. And when he went to court, they dropped the ticket because it was labeled improperly because he was smoking cannabis.
So he was smoking weed and not a cigarette, so they gave him, he got off on
they gave him a ticket for smoking tobacco, right?
That's 25.
Right, because you know tobacco smokers are the new niggers, right?
So yeah, guys, so we got this dual live stream that's going on here at this protest today.
Yeah, tell your friends, retweet us out at freemansullivan, at being eco,
right?
And you can tweet us out. Let people know that we're down here. We're down here because we love you, and we want you to live on a clean planet, and we want your children's to live on a clean planet.
No doubt.
So let's get with the program, folks. Get out of your automobiles, quit driving so much. Right, that's a good start if you really want to. If you really want to, you're really serious about protecting the environment. First thing you can do is get rid of your automobile.
Yeah, that's true, and that's also
start riding a bike, dude. Okay.
We gotta understand it's a combination of making personal choices, community choices. Another thing we really gotta do is stop using so much plastic. So that's something a lot of us are guilty of, right? If you're using your plastic bags every time you buy groceries. Right, then why don't you just carry a reusable bag?
Bring your own bag, dude.
Bring your own bag, yeah.
Yeah, you actually have to pay 10 cents per bag in San Francisco.
This guy seems to have some trouble smoking his joint today.
Yeah, well, I've been typing super, amounts, and my fingers are starting to get carpal tunnel.
All good.
So I'm going to spend the next day or two off the keyboards. It's my, I'm on the keyboard, it's sort of like a pianist, right?
That's okay.
So yeah, lots of activists down here. We got one big party generally when we're out here protesting, folks. A lot of the times, because
see how it ends up, right? Like you get a couple people speak, everybody kind of chants, and
well, San Francisco is a very incestuous city because you run into the same people over and over again.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because everybody tends to congregate off of Market Street, right?
Right.
It has a lot to do with the architecture, and the other fact is that San Francisco is only 49 square miles, 7 by 7. So there's not a lot of land here. And here's a fun fact for people to know on Earth Day, that in an urban area like the city of San Francisco, fully 50% of the land is used for automobiles. And automobiles only, without consideration for any of the other forms of traffic generated on that particular piece of property. Land. I don't like to call things property. Right, this street here, whose streets? Are these streets? Right, can I hear it again? Whose streets? Our streets.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So, just to remind you about that, and that's politics at its most basic form, folks. Okay? And to be honest, I'd rather see food gardens right in the middle, and it would be possible to do,
It's worth mentioning the fact that there is some people trying to get a plan together to get a food garden in every square mile of the 49. So if you know anything about San Francisco, we've got the whole 7 by 7 thing. We're 7 miles long and 7 miles wide, right? And it divides into 49 square miles. So if you basically put a food garden in every one of those, use an acre or two of each at least, if not more, and starting to provide food within the city for the residents of the city. That's like one thing that people are trying to do in terms of local innovation to get a little bit more sustainable, and kind of get off that reliance. But again, the problem is, and this is something that it's important that people are here, you're right, you see the same people, but you do see some new faces now and again, which is good. But again, we've got a whole, a huge multi-tiered series of industries. It's not even one industry, it's a whole series of industries that are together, you know, working to prevent us from moving forward on climate change. So again, it's like oil companies, they've got a vested interest not only in producing electricity or something like this, you know, natural gas, whatever it is, gasoline for your car, the lubricants for your engines. Remember, if you switch over to an electric vehicle, you're selling, you know, that's a lot of money. That's not going into the hands of the oil companies just in terms of your lubrication fuels, you know, and so forth. So, you know, because remember, if you got an electric vehicle, you don't have a piston pumping, right? You don't need to have that lubrication or that, you know, Castrol GX or whatever it is that they use. You know, you can just run it off the battery. So that's one way that they lose money. You know, obviously the fossil fuel use in terms of electricity production, large-scale commercial activities. So there's a whole bunch of different ways.
How you doing today? Out here? Oil kills.
Watching you guys film one another.
We're actually live streaming at the moment.
Much love to you, brother.
Interwebs and everything.
Right, we're out here trying to inform the public.
Can you get that?
Oh yeah, no doubt, we got it.
Beautiful.
Going out. You want to say who you are and what's going on a little bit?
My name is George Camarota. I came up from San Jose.
Okay.
And I'm here to support the Native American community and the Idle No More movement. And this cuts across all national boundaries, as this wonderful map of at least North America kind of indicates. And the XL pipeline connects the two countries, Canada and the United States, in just this horrible way of pumping this poison through Mother Earth. I'm just horrified, and I stand with all peoples, and especially the Native Americans, in condemning this and making sure that
asking you to quit driving your car.
Excuse me?
Quit driving your car. Right?
Yeah, I think
that
it's
would be
going
the
to
first thing you could do to stop the XL.
Yeah, I think if driving my car enables me to be more effective at making systemic changes, I'll drive my car.
Right. But well, we're in basic agreement. I could come up with a lot of statistics that would, you
That's
know.
a good point, though. I mean, it's again, it's the amount of energy that goes into
moratorium on fracking in California.
Yes, I did at the mayor.
Again, I had this conversation with somebody from the Sierra Club.
But thank you anyway.
At our
We're with
350bayorga.org.
350bayarea.org.
About how,
okay.
and she was saying,
Here live
you really need
streaming.
to go out
We're going to go to Sacramento next Monday. We're going to try to get.
And it's of course very important because that's, you know, if you connect with nature, then you have a chance to understand
coming out
what it
to
is
SAC
we're fighting to protect.
next Monday.
You know,
All right, shoot me an email.
The forests and the beauty of natural life, then maybe you're not compelled to protect it. You don't have that personal association with it. On the other hand, if you've got to use the fossil fuels to drive out to the nature, right, and then, you know, you've got your camping bag.
I got that a good spot. What do you think out there, viewers? That gives you a nice window here on the protest and an accurate estimate about how many people are here. This year's anywhere from 300 to 500. I want to ask guys that are out here in the San Francisco Bay Area that you come down and join us at 75 Hawthorne Street between 2nd and 3rd and Howard and Folsom. And we'll be here till approximately 2 o'clock, where we will be moving on to 1 Market Plaza, site of a former occupation, to yell at the people down at the State Department for a little bit. Anyway, folks, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I was energized. I just had my medicine, so I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm up walking around, and I'm actually out of my wheelchair.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Long time no see, man.
It is not our responsibility to take on the burden.
Yeah, I love hearing that.
To shop lights.
Thanks for showing up, man.
It's not.
This is a really great protest.
There is somebody who is left out.
There's lots of good people out here. A lot of people who are dedicated to saving our planet Earth. How are you doing these days? Hey, you're looking pretty good. Right? What's going on with Egypt right now?
A revolution. A very strong revolution.
Hey, you got people out here that are watching the live stream.
Yeah, you never get it on TV.
Right, this is Ahmed Halal.
It's been on for over 2 years. So the media doesn't care anymore, but it's very strong in Egypt.
But people out there in the world care. I mean, all you have to do is look at your Twitter streams, and there's tons of people that in Egypt that are fighting. And I personally believe that what's going on in Egypt is a battle for the heart and soul of the planet, because Egypt has a long history, right? And the planet's going to change. It's going to be
happens in Egypt will shape, as a matter of fact, what the world is going to be like in the near future.
Yeah.
It's going to be
dry
in a good way or a bad way, or whatever. Because
mostly
Egypt
desert.
is the main influencing country in the Arab world, so whatever happens in Egypt is going to have that consequence all over the rest of the Arab world.
Well, they have about 120 people that live in 120 million people that live in.
No, it's like 92 million people.
Okay, 92.
According to the last statistic, maybe last year. So we're probably a little more than this.
So are you working on any future projects or anything like that? That you want the people to know about?
No, we're just working with my group in Egypt and coordinating with the rest of the class.
You can Ahmed Halal on Facebook.
Sorry?
Right, if you want to know more on Facebook. Ahmed Halal.
I don't usually accept friendships so easily unless I know the people.
People can follow you.
Yeah.
Right, you don't have to be somebody's friend to follow somebody on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to, it's just that when people are out there posting on Facebook, there's 3 levels of posting that you can put in there. I always put mine to public because I really don't have anything to hide. But I see people out there find you.
Infiltrations into my account, so I keep it only to those I know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to incorporate people into our activism. It's just like live streams are a really good way for people to connect with activism around the planet. I meet a lot of people just through what I'm doing right now. I'm currently getting having some copyright issues with my live stream, so I'm getting takedown notices, and I'm not going to put that in. For what somebody played on the radio, I have to pay a fucking royalty on that. They can go kiss my fucking sweet ass, man. Anyway, welcome to the world of the 21st century, right? It's like, you can do all you can, struggle for social justice, and, quite naturally the capitalists are always going to be accusing you of trying to steal whatever that they have when they're the actual fucking thieves in the first place, right? Right? So big shout out, big shout out to the Black Clock in Cairo, which we understand are currently being picked up and tortured and killed by the military in Egypt right now.
No, not the military. By the fascist group that calls itself the Muslim Brotherhood.
Right, Muslim Brotherhood.
While we do not call them the Muslim anything because we call them the
Brotherhood.
We call them the sheep of them. Yeah, because they follow blindly whatever the leaders tell them, even if it's against Islam, even if it's against any logic, against any moral. So they're just stupid followers of their leaders, and whatever they are doing has nothing to do with the name. That's why nobody uses the name Muslim in association with them at all.
The struggle's going on in Egypt, and I'll let you know that you're, how many tax dollars, U.S. tax dollars, has gone to Egypt in the past year? I think it's like $6 billion, 22.
The yearly
money
aid is
they're just
less than
up.
$2 billion a year, but it's been going on for few decades.
Well, that was the payoff for negotiating peace with Israel, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this Or like I'll let you live stream.
This goes on for hours. So this goes on for hours.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a marathon. Hopefully I won't get bombed out at the end. Right? And it's like you're blaming those two people. I don't think that those two people had anything to do with it.
Sorry?
I don't believe that those two people had anything to do with the bombing.
Who knows? We'll figure it out later.
And if you were in the Boston area, it was turned into a police state. Literal police state. Where cops were out with SWAT gear on, out patrolling the streets, right? And under the pretext of looking for somebody who was a bomber. And I can tell you that 9 out of 10 bombings that are done for political purposes here in the United States generally wind up to be the work of somebody either in the government or the police department. Or some corporation. Right? Many times in the history of the United States, the bombings that have occurred here were actually done by the Charles provocateurs. So I want to remind people about that, and don't believe all the shit and all the hype that you see on the news.
He was saying, well, see you later, this song is $2,000.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to try to talk over this. I'll shut my mouth for a little while here, folks, and let you enjoy all the beautiful people that are out here. And Dave, I better watch out. I might be cited for copyright infringement on this song. I wonder if it is part of the public domain or not. Can somebody check on that for me? This land is your land. Just Google that real quick. Because I'm out there and I am ever conscious of copyright souls. My lawyers are looking for good cases to take on. They have families to support. So if you're a corporation and you would like to make a donation for the cause, just start citing me for copyright infringement. And I will be there with a pack of lawyers to make sure that you will never have money again in your entire life. And if you think I'm joking, try me. Boy. Yeah, folks, for those of you, I actually walked here from my house, which is a huge achievement for me because as little as 18 months ago, I couldn't walk at all. So I'm not trying to get anybody's sympathy. But facts are facts. And it really will benefit those of you who are watching because I will be much more physically mobile, and so I'll be able to get a lot better live streams for you. Yeah, I have to watch all these songs now. Let me check, I haven't tweeted out lately, so I'll tweet out a little bit here. Yeah, thanks for supporting me, people out there. If you're watching on activiststream.com, if you click on to the support link, which is on the upper right hand side of the page, you can make a small donation to keep this operation running. I have a significant financial investment in this activity, and if you like and support live streamers, be generous. Right now I'm working on setting this up as a non-profit, so all your donations will be tax deductible. One thing you can be certain out there, folks, is that all these claims of copyright infringement, we're working on Icelandic servers, and the laws of Iceland do not recognize the laws of any other country when it comes to DMCA takedown notices by large corporations and trolls. So we're going to be immune from that kind of bullshit, and our servers will be up and running 24/7, 99.9% of the time. And which will be free for your use. There will be no associated advertising other than things that promote consensus. You guys check out the website and you will see. And just keep in mind, I've only spent a few days coding it. And let me know what you think. Your opinion matters to me. Lots of wonderful signs out here. Beautiful. Neat banners.
All right, so our next speaker is
up here. This is where the EPA headquarters for Western District 9 are located. The offices are not open to the public. You have to have an appointment to get in, pretty much. Grab some water here, folks. Back. It's wonderful to see so many people in the community that come out in support of, or actually against Keystone XL. It's wonderful to see so many people coming out today. And if you're in the area of 75 Hawthorne, we do recommend that you come down and join us. You will receive a warm welcome. Hey, how you doing?
I understand that you're all here stand up and you need food and everywhere pain. I'm sorry. But that pain is nothing.
It's pretty safe to walk on, trust me.
All the stuff around the world.
Everybody kind of has this weird sense about art, you know, and they try to they put it up on pedestals, you know, and then they jealously guard their art by copyright laws. And what happens is that people can't enjoy the art, you know, because as an artist, I want as many people and many eyeballs, you know, to share in the stuff that I'm doing. And so people have this really weird idea about personal property and have real weird ideas about property, right? And those ideas about private property are basically, I can say that they're responsible for the current ecocide of planet Earth. So, you know, we have to teach people to learn how to share, you know, share with your friends as much as possible, you know, but be discreet about it.
And that pain is not only the pain of 15,000 people, but the pain that you're suffering in the last 100 years. People live there 100 years, but right to live there, the poison, the pollution that they
take over for a couple of minutes?
around the city,
Ava,
around Richmond area.
Want to take over the camera for a couple of minutes? Walk around the crowd? Get some good pictures for me? Just keep the camera pointed at something. Right. I think what I'm going to do is archive this video and then I'll restart it.